Let's get more now with Peter Zalmayev. He's the director at the Eurasia Democracy Initiative. He joins us now from Kiev. Good to have you back with us, Peter. Can I start with the NATO Defence Ministers meeting that's currently taking place? So clearly the alliance is still united, still backing Ukraine at this point. But we heard there Washington calling on them to dig deeper to help Ukraine. And we know they've already given billions upon billions of dollars worth of aid and other materials to Kiev in its fight against Russia. Do you think NATO members are willing to give more at this point?
It seems like, that's an open question, and it remains to be seen. The Vilnius summit is going to be happening in the middle of July, and the NATO leadership and NATO members do understand that in the absence of a ironclad commitment to Ukraine's membership, we don't have the date, and I don't think we can expect that date to be made public in Vilnius. So in that absence, I think NATO members will feel under pressure to give Ukraine the second best options, such as hard guarantees and a promise of continued aid. Currently, a formula is being worked out, from what we understand, which kind of guarantees would provide Ukraine with the necessary cover against Vladimir Putin's calculations that he will sit out the Western alliance. Already, the Americans have sort of floated the idea of Israel-type security guarantees, which would be very, very strong and would fall short just of eventual NATO membership. Having said that, there is a consensus now on the part of Ukrainian officials, military officials, political leaders, that without eventual membership in NATO and as soon as possible, Russia's aggression against Ukraine will continue, and Ukraine will continue facing an existential threat by Russia.
And Peter, for the most part, we know that officials in Kiev have remained tight-lipped about the latest counteroffensive that's currently underway, particularly in the south and the east of the country. But we understand they are making some gains. Russia, on the other hand, has been very open with its claims that it's been successfully repelling this Ukrainian counteroffensive. What's your view on the progress that Kiev is making in this counterattack?
Progress is very slow, but from what I understand is quite sure. There is advance, there's tactical success that we, I think, can testify to. Several villages have been liberated. And yes, true enough, Russia at the very onset of these counteroffensive actions by Ukrainians have actually rushed to pronounce the failure of the blitzkrieg. Well, first of all, no one said that it was a blitzkrieg, that it was meant to be a blitzkrieg, a fast war. So it is an obvious psychological operation by the Russians to try to, make Ukrainians feel dispirited about this war, to drum up support for this continuing aggression on the part of the population. Because, having said that, you have to understand the Russian army is facing significant problems when it comes to discipline, when it comes to subordination. Everyone, the whole world now has heard the name of Mr. Prigozhin, who has gone essentially rogue. He's the chief of the Wagner Group. He is, in fact, officially and quite openly challenged the military command, including the Minister of Defense, Mr. Shoigu. So not all is well there, to say the very least. And Russia continues to generate its, dose of alternative reality. It has done this throughout this war. Putin continues to deny reality and continues to claim that his goals to denazify and to demilitarize Ukraine remain the same. But once again, this has very little to do with reality. Ukraine is doing its job, but, it's not going to be easy, and it's going to be bloody.
Okay, Peter Zalmayev, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us from Kiev in Ukraine. We appreciate it.